There's a story about a bird called the ibis. Um, the ibises are they're actually considered to be sacred by quite a lot of people. They're a bit like egrets, a bit like storks and cranes. They are lovely. They're tall. They have long legs, long wings, and very long beaks. And in the very very southernmost bit of South America, of Latin America, the ibis brings spring. The ibis, when you see an ibis, you know spring has returned. There was one year when an old man sitting outside his house got so excited when he saw the first ibis that he jumped up and down and he shouted and he called out to all his neighbours, "The ibis is here, winter is over, spring is coming." And the children jumped up and down and sang and got really excited, and everybody danced and made music. And the poor Ibis is a very, very quiet, very shy, and she didn't like all this hullabaloo and all this noise. And actually, the villagers rejoicing frightened her away, and so the ibis flew away, taking spring with her. So winter carried on and on and on. It was cold, it was dark, water froze, people ran out of firewood, people ran out of food. They really weren't sure how much more winter they could really endure. They were cold, they were hungry. Water had all turned to ice. It was a terrible time. And then, because everything comes to an end, one day the ibis was seen flying over the village once more, but instead of jumping up and down and making lots of noise and making music and dancing, the villagers whispered to each other, "The ibis has returned. Spring is on its way." And they whispered to their neighbour. So the ibis wasn't frightened away, and she brought spring with her. But because the winter had been so long, and so much water had been frozen into ice, when the spring really arrived and the ice melted into water, there was a great flood. And of course, all over the world, people tell stories about a great flood, about Atlantis sinking beneath the waves. And the people had to pack up all their belongings and move up higher and higher up the mountain as the floodwaters rose and rose and rose. And they had to wait near the top of the mountain until the floodwaters gradually went away and spring returned properly once more. So now, whenever the people see the first ibis bringing spring with them, they always make sure they don't frighten her away, and they just whisper to their neighbour, "Winter is over, spring is here." Many of the many of the birds, like those big sort of long-winged, long-beaked birds, like the stork and the crane, have all sorts of really good associations with them. They're generally considered to be good luck and happy things. And of course, storks bring babies. And cranes, when they mate, dance, which is quite incredible. So the RSPB are doing sterling work in returning, reintroducing cranes to England. Obviously not many of them because they are huge birds. They need quite big territory, but they are incredibly beautiful, and they are emblems of good luck. And of course, we are very lucky to have cranes back in our country. And of course, the people of Latin America are very lucky to have beautiful birds like the ibis. So there you are. If something good happens, sometimes it's best not to make too much noise about it. May every year have a spring, and may beautiful birds continue to fly and continue to dance. Hope to see you again soon.